All right, so this video is basically an update on what's going on with Billie Eilish. So basically, to recap the whole situation, what it is that like an actual like a summary of what's basically like Billie's life so far. Um, it's not like it's not like if you go to Wikipedia, you're gonna get the actual like thing, right? What basically happened to Billie is that she's an orphan basically, and she sort of became famous later on. I think she might have been chosen for the role, but at a certain point, she seems to have been like bought off by kind of this wealthy politician person, like a judge, basically, uh, possibly in the UK, like England or something, and it's kind of it's almost like her whole life basically she's kind of been exploited and abused, like her body, her personality, like literally everything you can imagine from a person that's kind of been used. They kind of they have like this thing where they call them cows basically, right? They like if you think about what a cow is right now, it's like they use them to have kids, right? And then they don't let them keep them, and then at the end of their life they're kind of useless once they're not able to breed anymore. And that's kind of what's going on with Billie right now. She basically, after she became famous and was sold off, I guess they sort of decided she was more profitable or useful as a role and as a breeder, basically, to have children. So she was basically kept as a slave, and is basically being kind of like forcibly impregnated and just having multiple children by this person, and being basically used as a sex slave, literally, like just kind of like a prostitute breeder. I guess it's more profitable that way. And then what happened also was that as soon as they decided that, they sort of cloned her. Basically, got one of her clones, and they got her to do concerts and interviews and stuff. She's basically the one running the whole thing. She's like the face of the Billie Eilish brand right now. Is her clone. And I actually want to talk about that as well, the clone thing, the whole clone situation where celebrities get cloned. Well, not all of them, but certain celebrities get cloned, and then the actual person gets exploited as a sex slave, basically, or some sort of other exploitative venture in these exploitative businesses. If it's not a sex slave or like a prostitute or a breeder or something. Um, Basically, I don't want to make it sound like these clones are these people. And I want to talk about their situation as well, because it's not just a celebrity that is being exploited like that. It's actually almost like far worse things seem to be happening to the clone people. So I want to focus on that as well after giving this kind of brief recap and summary of Billie Eilish's life. She actually doesn't have brothers and sisters, right? It's all code. Her parents, not the ones that they say are her parents, aren't real parents. They're just actors, like literally. And so what they tell you in the bio, it's an actor. I don't think she knows who her parents are. Her parents might not be alive anymore. The people she calls her parents are like her handlers, her owners, basically. But going back to the whole clone thing, where I just want to talk about the clone situation right now, what's going on with them. Uh, I want to I really want to say that I just like I don't even like using the word clone for them. Actually, like literally, I don't even like the word. It feels like some sort of derogatory, simple word. Like it's just not a dignified word for what they are. They're not just clones; they're like literal people. And I kind of like the word December for clones. Like I just in my mind, it feels like a good word for them, and I think I'm just going to use it from now on. So going forward, if I say that, that's what I'm talking about. It's like literal human copies. These Decembers, and I've actually like in sort of the dream space and just the way things happened between me and Billie and Billie's December. Well, I'll call Jackie because I like the name for her. Like I just like that name. Um, the one you see in interviews and stuff. She's like actually a pretty cool person. She's really nice. She's not, she's pretty cool. She's great. I like her a lot, and like the three of us, I guess, have been through a lot somehow. Jackie, Billie, and me somehow through this whole thing. Um, and at first, I didn't even really know that there were two of them. Actually, for a long time, I thought there was just Billie, and then I guess there was like Jackie at the same time, and you kind of learn more about people. Obviously, as time goes on, you interact with them more, and yeah, she's like a really. I mean, she's like an interesting, sweet person, Jackie, and I just wanted to actually kind of make this video talking about what's going on with her too, because it's not just Billie that's like suffering through this whole system, this like corrupt, exploitative system. It's actually Jackie too. She's gone through a lot as well. She's basically owned by some sort of handler, like the same system that they use where you get bought off. It's like the same thing happens to like a December. Basically, they get bought off, and she's been through abuse. She's recently she was actually like beaten, and she had like head injuries and possibly leg as well. Uh, Sexual abuse, so obviously, um, like sexual assault by, what they call one of her teachers. I think it's one of these like handler people or something in for December's. It's like she's gone through sexual assault, basically, like literally rape, and I just want to bring that up. I don't want to. Yeah, just put that out there. She's literally been raped. She's not. She's been beaten and sexually assaulted, and yeah, she doesn't. She deserves better, and people need to know. And I just want to talk about the state of Decembers in general. These people, like the level of abuse that's going on with them right now is like is pretty bad. I think. I don't think they're, and it has a lot to do with the way they're defined legally, like their existence as entities in the legal system. At the moment, if you look at the law, the only time that clones are explicitly acknowledged, right, is as an illegal item. You're not allowed to produce them. That's as far as the law goes in acknowledging them. It'll just say that you're not allowed to make them. That's it. But once they've been created, it doesn't go any further. Like we're what happens to one of them once they've been created, right? Like, where do they go for some sort of legal grievance for any kind of injury to them, right? Can they own property? Can they vote? Do they have rights? If they're able to have children, do they have rights to their children? Like, do they? Like, I literally think right now, as far as the legal system is concerned, that I think they're not even at the level of animals. Literally, they're like below. I think technically they probably fall under the category of like items, but not even as property, like proper property, right? Like that someone owns them, because you can't say that you own them. They're just because it's illegal to own them, so they're probably just like property or substance. They're like literally items, like things, like not even in the legal system. I don't think they're even like they're not even animals. They're literally just items, like substance, like a thing. Um, and it's like it kind of sounds weird to say it, but I think they're worse off right now than slaves were in the time of slavery. You know, like in Abraham Lincoln's time and before then in the antebellum South and stuff, right? In the, when they were being used as chattel slaves, African Americans, because African Americans at least had like an explicit legal definition in the, I believe in the Constitution and in federal laws, like you're able to define them. And in that sense, they were able to fight for rights and acknowledgement and so on, education. Um, so right now, I think the most pertinent thing for clones, and I think there's possibly some sort of movement going on for them, but I'd like to make it explicit for my videos that I believe there needs to be some sort of movement towards December rights, like what I would call December laws, where you have essentially not only an explicit legal definition for what a December is, but also like what follows from that would naturally be their rights, their their definition as people. Like they're not animals, man. They're not things. They're not animals. They literally have emotions and feelings, and they're unique individuals too. Like they're interesting people. Like they're not animals. They're not objects. And right now they're not even acknowledged as animals. I think they're literally. So I don't think humans even acknowledge them right now as like as equals or even as sub like close to sub equals. Like I think even animals have rights legally, dude. Like you can't abuse a dog or like a cow. You can't slaughter a cow in certain places. It's illegal to. There's like places that you're allowed to slaughter them. There's places that you know what I mean. There's things that you're allowed to do to your dog and things like they don't even have that. They don't even have that protection, and it's not even that they don't even have that protection. They're not even acknowledged legally, and they're treated as worse. Like they don't even. And I think these people, I think to me, they're people. I think they deserve better. Like literally, they deserve probably, they deserve literally anything that you can imagine for humans, like the right to vote, the right to form things like a union or something, like right to coalesce in some sort of effective legal entity that's composed of multiple individuals, right? To have some sort of autonomy as far as what they want for themselves, right? If humans created them, they have the duty to make sure that they're treated correctly. Like it's our responsibility to make sure that they're well off, because we made them, like, right, like not me maybe, but humans as a species, if we created them, we're responsible for them, and they deserve better, and we should, you know, basically humans need to take responsibility for what they've done with this. Like, it's literally one of the most significant things that a human could do, to create life out of life, and then to be so like cold and callous and cruel about it, like their substance material. It's like the one of the most fucked up things that has ever happened in humanity. Literally, I think it's literally one of the worst things possibly that humans have ever done, committed in this world, is to create life and then to like not take responsibility for it, like to fuck around like that. Like if you give birth to a child, right, you make sure it gets an education and shit, like, but then you're gonna create life from yourself and then just fuck around like that, and then like treat them like shit, right, like trash, and then fucking like torture them and then rape them, and right. Like to fucking like to just treat them like shit like that, you know what I mean? And they like these people probably look up to you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about what a fucking something that someone that created you, like the way you look up to, the way you would look up to someone who fucking who made you. You know what I mean? Like if I met the person who spawned my species, like what kind of like what would my perspective be of them? You know what I mean? Like I would almost look up to them, right? Like a fucking kid or something. Like, I don't know, but just the level of just inhumanity that it takes to fuck around like that with these people, dude. Like I can't. I don't know. I just you know what I mean. So I just want to make a video about that.